Okay. So you might want to mute yourself or mute me or something. That we. But you're not listening to me in real time, right? Okay, good. All right. So what you want to do is go to Google first of all, and okay, cool. So go to Google, and then type in Tekken 7 moveset extractor, and then you're gonna go to the first link that says tool to extract movesets. Okay. You're gonna click on that link, and then you're gonna go ahead and go down a little bit to where it says the execute, and then go ahead and click on the zip right here, and then you're gonna get this thing right here. Okay, I personally moved this folder to my desktop, so that way I could just extract it onto the desktop. It doesn't really matter where you put it as long as you have it somewhere. You can have it in your documents or you can have it in your desktop. I put it in my desktop because it's way easier. Anyway, so once you do that, go to your library, and then we're going to start up Tekken. You don't have to start it just yet. You could just kind of watch me do it. Because it's the first couple of steps I'm gonna keep them very, 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 very simple, so that way you don't have to like keep a whole bunch of shit in your head and remember like a weird Simon Says thing, an elaborate Simon Says. Okay. Okay. So once we've started Tekken, you want to go to the best place to test this out is going to be practice mode, because everything is in a more stable condition or controlled condition. So I'm just going to pick Kazuya and Lars, for example, and I'm going to go to a infinite stage, so that way it's easier. Oh, damn. I almost forgot, okay? If you can make it windowed, by the way, please make it windowed. Otherwise, unless you have an extra monitor, this is going to be really hard to do. That's something I forgot to tell you. Have the game in a windowed. Mine is like 1280 by 720 or something like that, so that way I have enough space. Anyway, assuming that you already did that, like I said, just watch me for now, and then you could try it later. This is just going to be a very, very simple setup, and getting like the hang of it kind of thing. Whenever you're in the application, it's to get out of the application. You could do two things. You could just hit like the Windows key to be able to move things around and open up folders, which is going to be super, super important because you're going to be doing that all the time. Okay, so for example, we open up this folder right here, right? And then we have Tekken. Let's move this so that it's less annoying. You could press the window key and then click around until you get your folder, but I think a much better keyboard shortcut that I think you should really learn if you haven't already, it's because you're going to really need to do this a lot, is hold down Alt and then press Tab once. Once you press Tab once, continue holding down Alt, and then you could choose with the arrow keys which window you want open. So for example, I want to go to the Tekken moveset extractor. So as I'm holding down Alt, then I press Tab. I obviously let go of Tab and then press Enter. I know this is painstakingly detailed, but trust me, you're gonna have to want to move between windows fast. Alt Tab, Alt Tab, Alt Tab, Alt Tab, because you're gonna be doing that a lot. Anyway, so we go to the folder that you extracted. look for the file that says Tekken moveset extractor. Click on that. You can go ahead and minimize these things. You don't need to have them maximized. Now I have a bunch of backups here, but I'm going to delete them just for the sake of this video. So extended chars. Just going to go ahead and delete that. Okay. And I'll teach you all about making backups, so that way in case if you fuck up your character, you can always go back. Okay. All right, so anyway, all right, so anyway, once you have your characters out here, sorry, you know, whatever, blah blah blah, you want to go back to your moveset extractor, the one that you opened, and then go ahead and export both players. This is the most basic thing you're gonna do, the most basic, you know, whatever. All right, so this is where the fun begins finally, you know. Go ahead and click Kazuya for example, and you could swap their moves by clicking Kazuya and then importing it into like Lars, which is P2 in this case, right? You're going to wait for all of this shit to finish up, and then you're going to do the exact same thing. Go click on Lars and then import Lars's moves to player 1, which is Kazuya. And you're going to wait for all of this as well to go. And now you have yourself all right, so you kind of, that's like very basic, very extremely basic moveset swapping stuff. But you are going to be exporting stuff probably pretty regularly. So, you know, we're just going to go ahead and revert everyone back to the original movesets. And then import to player 2. So whenever you're going to start to like actually fuck around with people's moves, you always want to make a copy or a backup. So like the most stable version of what you have, just always make a backup just in case. This is just common sense. Go ahead and restart it once you make the backup. And where the fuck are you? Okay, we're going to move you right here. All right, so great. Now that we have, now this is where the actual fun begins. And what I'm going to teach you is not going to be very much, but I want to make sure that you like actually understand it. And this will take you a really fucking long way. So click on Kazuya, you know, for example. This is the moveset that we want to edit. We go to Moveset Editor, and then this is where the magic happens. So you want to click Kazuya, select moveset, and now this is how the moveset works. Now it can be a little confusing, but I'm going to try to take it like, you know, step by step. So for example, let's say we want to edit his crouch dash 1, right? This move right here, boom. What you want to do is right in the middle of the move. It doesn't matter how soon or how late or how whatever, as long as the move is in motion or in process, that's when you want to pause it. You need to pause it. So that way you can go over here and then go to 1P move ID, okay? Click that. Once you click that, you're going to see a whole bunch of shit. The one thing that you're going to really want to focus on in this tutorial, because it is a lot of information and we just kind of want to keep it basic, is hit condition. This is the thing that really, really matters right now. Hit condition IDX or whatever. And now you're going to see a couple of values right here. You're going to see 15, 92, 30, and 7. Generally speaking, the first condition 1 out of 2, is what happens to them when they're airborne. Okay, so right here, if you click on reaction list, which is to how your opponent is going to react to that move, it's going to show you a whole bunch of values right here. You're going to see a default, counter hit, crouch, crouch counter hit, left side, whatever, all this shit, right? And then pushback. If you go to the next condition, you have to press reaction list again in order to update it. This is for when they're standing, okay? So let's focus on one thing, for example, default, right? This is just when the move hits them. Okay, I'm going to stop because I think you're talking to me. Unmute your mic so that way we can talk. Or you know what? I'm just gonna keep going, and then if you want to talk to me, just like unmute it or whatever. Okay. So anyway, so the reaction list right here. What you want to do is click here, and then you're gonna see a whole bunch of fucking values, right? I know I'm stuttering a lot, but it's because I'm also hearing you talk, and it's kind of fucking up my timing. Anyway, so you have the 239, okay? 239 is what's going to happen to them when they get hit by the crouch dash 1. So if you go back to this, and you hit them, they go boom, flying up, right? This is how you can confirm that the move index is indeed this one. So go ahead and go over here and then type in 239, okay? Now check this out. When you type in 239 and you press play move, boom, isn't that crazy? That's exactly what happened to them. Okay. So if you go to like the moves over here, what was it? 239? Where are you? 239. 239, it's this one right here, play move. Okay, so let's say that we wanted to swap it out and make them do something crazy. I don't know, we'll go to like a number like 293. Okay, boom, they go like this. Goosh, you see that? We want to replace that value into the crouch dash 1, 293. I'll tell you all about what to look for, so that way you know that you're looking at like specific damage animations or block animations or whatever. So 293. So remember that move. Okay, 293. So we want to go back to Tekken. We'll reset it. Okay, we'll start crouch dash 1 all over again. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. All right, yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's perfect. Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna keep going, and then if you want to talk or whatever, you can. Okay, I'm going like really slow, but I'm about to finish this tutorial basically, and teach you what I want you to learn for today. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm gonna finish it right now. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Bye. All right. So now I'm back. I'm back, fellas. I'm talking to you, and now I'm talking to you again. Okay, so so just to reiterate, we want to take this. Sorry, just to reiterate, we want to take this reaction right here, him going boosh like that, boom, and we want to apply that to crouch dash one. So we're gonna start it again, pause it in the middle of the move. Okay, go back, remember the value. Okay, at this, it's probably a very good idea to have like a spreadsheet where you could write this shit down, because these values mean nothing without context. So if you can either get a notepad file or a spreadsheet, if we're starting to work together, I'm probably going to open a Google Docs so that way we can exchange this information back and forth a lot easier. Anyway, so now that crouch dash one is in the middle of its animation, we're going to go player one move, and remember it was 293. Click on the move, which is the crouch dash one, which is this one right here. Go to hit condition. Always remember to do this process. Okay, go to condition number 2 and always hit reaction list for whatever it is that you're doing, because these change and you always have to update them. Boom. So 2 out of 2, 198 in this case means when Kazuya is grounded. 7 would mean when he's floating, or when the enemy is floating, or whatever. So now we're going to go ahead and take this 239, and then we're going to change it to 293. Okay, we're going to apply this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to load it to player one. Okay, load P, because that's what you would think that because we're affecting the enemy we load to P2, but we don't. We do it to P1, always P1, because that's who we're altering. So load to player one, and look at this part right here. You could tell that it's actually updating the moves. Once it says new moveset pointer, blah, 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 whatever, that's when you know it's finished. We go back to the game, and that's the original one, right? Now look at this. Boom, like that. See, but now here's the crazy thing. Obviously, when you do this move, you see how he like falls back? Like the pushback is like the same as if he did this kind of crouch dash, that's because when you let me go ahead and go back right over here. The pushback is still the same. It hasn't changed. So if you want to get like a better pushback, like a more appropriate pushback, then you have to go to the move in which which you took the animation from and copy those values. So let's see, 293. Right? No, you know what? Sorry. Yeah. This is just an animation. It's not going to give you a pushback. So what you want to do, is actually go for like another move. For example, for this one right here, right? Boom. Right? I would say that's probably a pretty good pushback. So we're going to pause it in the middle of its animation. We're going to go to 1P move ID. We're going to click on it. We're going to click on hit condition. Remember, 7 is airborne, so we want the next one, condition 2 out of 2, which is grounded. And then, let's see, it says front pushback, back pushback. Generally, these are 11, 11, 11. We could go with 11, but check this out. When it's counter hit, you're probably going to get a pushback that matches the animation that we're kind of going after, which tends to be that one, right? Because remember, counter hit is 293, and so front counter hit pushback is going to be 21. So we copy this value, 21, and then we go back to crouch dash 1, pause. And remember, it's 21. That's the value we want to remember. Go to 1P move, click right here, click hit condition IDX, go to grounded, reaction list, and now we're going to go front pushback 21. Apply it, load to P1, and then we could check how far along it's going. Go back to the game. Okay, takes a little while to update, but once you get it, boom, like that. That's actually a little bit close. Maybe you could play around with this and then, you know, cycle through his moves and see which one. Maybe that one, just its regular, the pushback is more appropriate, right? Let's see if maybe if we switch this. I do remember that the value for that was 11, so we'll apply. We'll load to P1. Go right here. Wait for it. Okay. I think it's kind of the same because Kazuya, you know. Anyway, you get the picture. Cycle through his moves. Learn kind of like the pushbacks more or less. And, you know, yada, yada, yada. You can actually change the damage. How much the damage is right here. And this is where I'm going to stop it, okay? This is where I'm going to stop it because I think you should really play around with this. Play around with moves. Make backups. You know, fuck around, blah, blah, blah. Later on, I'm going to teach you what this means, requirement index. It's going to go to like this over here. This is when you could do stuff like launch only on counter hit, or, you know, moves transition to other moves or to made up moves like key charges and shit like that. Cancel also has something to do with that, but it's been a little while since I played around with this, so I'm gonna have to like have a little refresher for myself. But once I do, I'll make another tutorial so you can follow along, and then you can start actually like doing some pretty crazy stuff with these like move IDs. And just to kind of give you an idea of like how insane this can go, if you go to the folder in which all this stuff is at, you can go to, let me see if I remember where it's at. Is it include? Give me a sec because I forgot where the, oh yeah. Let's see, this, camera presets, editor commands, editor properties. Yes. All right. So like, for example, some of the stuff you can actually change, like when the camera like slows down or zooms in and like, you know, creates that like awesome like thing or whatever. Yeah. So right here, if key charged, for example, if opponent is in rage, if you're in rage, make the move do something different. If you're near the wall, make the move do something different. So, yeah. Also, you could do like different kinds of throw breaks. Maybe some breaks, like for example, you could fix some of King's bullshit. You know, like how his 1+2 and his giant swing look exactly the same. You could do it that you could break them either with 1+2 or 1. When moves are counter hit. I mean, you get the idea. But we'll go over all of that stuff later. And for now, I think I'm just gonna stop the stream, and I'm gonna give you a call. But yeah. I guess review the stream if you have any questions and shit, but other than that, I'm done.